The world is once again watching the relationship between the United States and Iran with growing unease. Headlines speak of threats, retaliation, and rising military tension. Statements from Washington are scrutinized word by word, while Tehran responds with warnings of severe consequences. At the center of this storm stands Donald Trump, a political figure known for his aggressive rhetoric and unconventional approach to foreign policy. His statements toward Iran have reignited fears that the goal may no longer be diplomacy, but something far more extreme. Many observers are asking a dangerous question. Is this pressure campaign designed to change Iranian behavior or to bring down the Iranian government itself? The fear is not just about war. It is about intent. When a superpower applies intense economic pressure, increases military presence, and openly discusses the targeting of senior leaders, speculation naturally grows. For Iran, this feels less like negotiation and more like siege. Iranian officials argue that their country is being punished not for violations, but for independence. In response, they present resistance as a matter of national survival. For the international community, this moment feels familiar and unsettling. History has shown how quickly political pressure can turn into armed conflict. The stakes are enormous. What happens next could determine not only the future of Iran, but the stability of an entire region already burdened by decades of conflict. Part 2, History, Pressure, and Policy. To understand the present, we must examine the past. US-Iran relations have been hostile since the 1979 Iranian Revolution. The fall of the US-backed Shah and the rise of an Islamic Republic transformed Iran from a regional ally into a strategic adversary. Over decades, mistrust hardened into doctrine. Sanctions replaced diplomacy. Proxy conflicts replaced dialogue. Each side came to view the other not simply as a rival, but as a threat. This policy aimed to squeeze Iran economically until compliance or collapse became unavoidable. Oil revenues were cut off. Financial systems were isolated. Everyday life for millions of Iranians became harder. Supporters argued this was necessary strength. Critics warned it was collective punishment. Yet despite immense pressure, the Iranian government remained intact. Instead of fracturing, it adapted, blaming external enemies for internal suffering and tightening control. This outcome raises a critical question. If pressure has not worked, why intensify it? And if the goal is not regime change, why pursue strategies historically associated with it? Part 3, Regime Change and the Danger of Escalation. The idea of regime change is never spoken lightly, but it is often implied. In the past, attempts to forcibly remove governments have been justified as liberation, yet the results tell a different story. Iraq, Libya, and other examples reveal how quickly power vacuums turn into prolonged instability. Iran presents an even greater challenge. Its political system is deeply ideological, supported by institutions that have survived war, sanctions, and internal unrest. Threatening such a system does not guarantee collapse. It may guarantee resistance. Discussions about targeting senior Iranian leaders have intensified fears. For Iran, this is not symbolic. Leadership represents sovereignty, identity, and survival. Iranian officials have stated clearly, any direct attack on leadership would cross a red line. Retaliation would not be limited or restrained. This is how escalation happens, not through intention, but through reaction. 1. Miscalculation. One misunderstood signal. One moment where deterrence fails, and suddenly, the conflict no one claims to want becomes unavoidable. Part 4. Consequences, reality, and the road ahead. A conflict with Iran would not resemble past wars. Iran is geographically vast, politically entrenched, and regionally connected. Military analysts warn that while the United States holds overwhelming power, it cannot control every consequence. Wars begin with confidence, but end with complexity. This brings us to the final question. Is regime change in Iran even possible? Most experts argue that external force alone cannot dismantle such a system. More likely, it would entrench hardliners and delay internal reform. Ironically, the very pressure intended to weaken the government may strengthen it. The world now stands at a crossroads. One path leads toward renewed diplomacy, difficult, imperfect, but controlled. The other leads toward escalation, uncertainty, and irreversible damage. History will not judge what leaders claim to want. It will judge what they allow to happen. End scream. Subscribe for in-depth global analysis. Like, comment, and share your view.